welcome to Boo's Battalion Chronicles. Today you see here that I am joined with G-Man and Boo herself. They are both not only involved in Boo's Battalion pretty deeply in different items, but they, Boo's been homeschooling for a while, but G-Man just started homeschooling. So I think on this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about their experiences in school and their experiences with homeschooling. This isn't to say that homeschooling is better than public school. There's a lot of different options out there, and every teacher's a little bit different. You know how that works. But I think it's always great to get a kid's perspective and not just to have an adult's perspective on the matter. So, let's get started with my awesome little co-host. You can see one's more excited than the other one. Oh, but I got her to smile. All right. So let's start with this question. What is one thing that you like about homeschooling more than you like about regular school?
I've been learning a lot better.
Yeah, you've been learning a lot better? Oh, okay. What about you, Boo?
I can take my time.
Can you say that a little bit louder?
I can take my time.
Yeah, taking your time is pretty important, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, those are some pretty short answers here. Let's try another question. What made you decide, or first let's go from here. When we moved you to homeschooling, was it my decision and Dad's decision, or was it your decision?
It was my decision. It's my decision.
Yeah? Okay. Well, then a follow-up on that question. Why did you make that decision?
First of all, if we didn't homeschooling, you can just if you don't complete your task of homework or anything, you can just keep doing it for the past days if you need it, the time. But my grade, whenever I didn't complete it or I didn't get it and I didn't bring it back home, I would have had to restart all of it, and I didn't really want to do that.
That's frustrating. Wasn't there some other things that had to do with the school bucks and stuff that were hurtful for you?
Anytime we wanted to go to the bathroom, get a drink, we had to pay a runner buck every time.
Yeah, so your runner bucks, that was like your class money, right? You got it for doing good things in class, but just to go to the bathroom. Yeah, but then just to go to the bathroom or to get a drink, you had to pay that money out.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so would that make you not want to go to the bathroom and just hold it because you didn't want to pay a runner buck? Yeah, because then you didn't have runner bucks at the end of the week, right? To buy things from the store. My bad. Okay, from the market. Boo, what do you think about that? What do you think about your brother's experience?
I remember doing that once and I thought it was pretty stupid. Sometimes I'd go to the bathroom. Sometimes I'd just say, I don't want to do this. I'm just going to hold it till I get home.
Do you think it's healthy to have to hold it that long?
No, because that can actually hurt your bladder and all that.
And it can make you sick.
Yeah.
That might be the reason why he got so sick towards the end of it.
Because he was holding it too much? It's very possible. That could have been something. So what about you, Boo? What was the situation that caused you to leave?
Think.
For those watching, Boo decided to take a nap in the middle of the day, and she's still trying to wake up. But the dogs help. You see, she's got all the little pets around her.
Yeah.
I don't care to put them on your lap.
Yes.
She's obsessed with the puppies. They help her.
This is June.
All right. So, what?
We can go with.
Go ahead.
Anytime I'd go to school and then when recess ended, I would like be a bit nervous and all that.
Yeah, and it's not fun to be nervous just to go to school, is it? Yeah.
On the first day, it's understandable, but otherwise, it's like, I don't know.
I don't know. And a lot of people seem to think that with homeschooling, there's problems with being able to socialize.
It depends on what homeschooling program you're in. Certain ones will have you socialize. Certain ones will just like want you focusing on the schoolwork, which that I can understand.
Yeah. But there are other opportunities, right? That
Right.
you can socialize. What do you guys do for extra socialization in our homeschooling?
We use the cells.
Well, that's their curriculum that we use. But what do you do to socialize?
Like go out and do stuff.
Or
with other
speak
kids.
with other kids.
Either we would have to talk to them on the phone or they would come to our house or something.
We also use Boost Battalion. It's a place where right now it's free because we don't have very many people in the door just yet. But it's a place where you can speak to other kids
From all around
where
the
you
world.
know they're actual kids and not predators for little kids and all that.
That's a very good synopsis there. Do you guys like Boost Battalion?
Yes. I love it. I like meeting new kids from all around the world.
Yeah? What is your favorite part of Boost?
I think my favorite part of Boost is if I want to, I can play with some of the kids on Fortnite.
My goodness gracious. Okay.
My favorite part is when there's new people.
Excuse me.
When there's new people, I always be their friend. I would always want to be their friend.
Yeah. You guys like the games and stuff that are in there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of videos, word searches, and other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what else you guys want to talk about here today? Anything?
I think I like the fact that I can pet the dogs a little bit and take like a 5-minute break. While in school, it's like, no, you don't get a break. you gotta do this now, kind of thing. I'm like, come on.
Breaks and snacks whenever you want it.
I know they may be fruit, but it's still a snack.
Whenever I take a while in school, I want a break.
Mm-hmm.
We can always set a 10-minute timer and then play Prodigy.
Prodigy is like the favorite thing for you guys. But I tell you what, it's doing a lot for your math skills, man.
The big dog wants to attack the little dog.
Well, the big dog sees you getting attention from the little dog. There. Now the big dog's getting attention too. The big dog just wanted some time.
I'll pet him.
Okay. What else? Put him down. He's all caught up. Oh no! And this is the chaos that ensues at our house that we love very much. It's super fun here as we have the dogs who like to fight with each other for attention because you can't ever get enough.
Another thing in homeschooling that I like is I wouldn't have to pay one of us for anything or anything like that.
Right.
To go to the bathroom, to get a drink. So we can just do all that.
What do you think about the differences of PE in regular school versus what we do in homeschool?
I like homeschooling PE because I don't have to go inside a gym that's really hot, and I won't have to run 2 laps around the gym.
It's true. Bo, you look like you had something to say.
I like the fact that we just get to play with the dogs and give them attention.
Okay, why don't we talk about what we do for PE so people don't think that that's just the extent of it?
We go out of the house and walk around town.
Mm-hmm. And the other part of PE, Boo?
Sometimes we'll play games like tag or red light and green light.
Yep. And every day we take the dogs out several times.
Not several.
And we run, at least twice. and then we'll run with them. And so that way the dogs get exercise and we get exercise and we're outside and we throw things and we race the dogs. That's probably the funnest part is racing the dogs, right? And things like that.
Because the big J dog can run pretty fast. The little dog, that's why he's like the miniature dog
I
Flash.
can run out of justice.
Miniature dog Flash.
Okay, he may be old, but he runs pretty dang fast.
So who do you think is faster, you or the mini dog Flash?
Mini dog Flash.
Okay.
I was running with him one time in the house with his toy downstairs. He about bit my hand off when he tried to run.
I can kind of outrun Justice.
You can kind of outrun Justice, the big dog. Oh my goodness! Yeah, I guess you're getting there, but
And
I don't think he really puts on the full efforts with you.
And what's really funny that yesterday when I was when we were outside with the dogs, when I was running with Justice, I jumped over my dog.
You did. You
I jumped
it was a hurdle, and you just went. Woo!
And
Should've
now
got that
little
on video.
dog is hiding under my chair.
That's true, but he likes to hide under all of our chairs.
Yeah, he likes
I told you there's a reason I put all those blankets under my desk for him.
You know, that's a good point. Some would think that the dogs would be a distraction during homeschool. Do you guys think it's a distraction, since Samantha cannot talk today? Or do you think it's helpful for you to be able to have the dogs?
For me, I think it's more helpful than it is a distraction. Sometimes they can be, I will admit that. But if I'm actually having a panic attack at school, I know I can just get off, and if I need to, I can go pet the dogs to give my brain a little bit of like a shutdown moment, and I can just pet them, love on them, and calm down.
So it's more of an emotional support thing for you to be able to have near.
And the reason I have the blanket for the desk is for the little dog, because the big dog likes to kick him off his bed that we have right here.
Yes.
And I don't like it when he lays on the floor, because I'm afraid it's gonna hurt his hips even more.
True. All right, Gunnar, what were you gonna say? You forgot.
If you're watching one of the videos on us and one of the dogs come to you, could just pet them while watching the video.
Yeah.
Right,
That's what I
because
do
technically
sometimes.
you don't really have to look at them, and you can still hear the thing too.
That's what I do. I stick my hand through this and I just pet them.
Aww. That's very, very nice.
And whenever I have one of the dogs under my desk, I just know they're there. So they're just laying there. They're like, I'm just gonna chill here with the human girl. That's what I'm
That's
doing.
true. Well, what do you guys think about your grades? Let's talk a little bit about that.
So in school, my grades were dropping a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but
A bit.
my grades are dropping. But when I went into homeschool, my grades went up a lot. I've been in the 90s and the 80s in my exams and all that.
Yep, you've got A's and B's.
Mostly A's in my exams sometimes, but one time it wasn't really like that.
Okay. What about you, Miss Bobo?
I actually I think this my mom and dad and me actually had a little bit of a theory that his teacher was failing him because they wouldn't play because she wouldn't play their little because they wouldn't play her little mind games. So
There's always theories like that, but it's a theory. It's not tested, right?
right, so we can't.
It's just an idea. But what about you and your grades? How do you feel about your grades
Back
now?
when I was public school for the school that's here, I could not get a B or an A at all. It was usually down to the D's and the F's. And they would probably just automatically give me a C or a D. They wouldn't actually have me try.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like that, when I figured that out, I felt like that was a little bit stupid and I just didn't like it. But on the school, I am now getting all A's and B's, sometimes C's, but not any D's or F's, I think.
Your overall grade value. I mean, on some of your tests, you're getting some C's, but your overall grade value is
I
still.
test multiple times, but then Dad helped me and I passed it.
Yeah, but your overall grade is still A or B. You don't have anything below a B.
Today, my exam on social studies, I got a 60.
And you're going to retake that exam, right? Or did you already retake that exam?
He did not. I was actually having him take notes on the ones he missed.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that you're helping? That you two are being nice to each other?
Oh my god. He was actually scared he was going to get in trouble for writing down the answers. I'm like, but Mom wants us to write down the questions and the answers.
Because they're study guides, right?
Right. And you allow them to use them. You allow them to use them on the test. So I mean,
But hold on. Why do I allow you to use your notes on tests?
because the high school didn't, and I would have failed.
No. Why? What have I told you? Why do I allow notes on tests?
Because if you take them, they can help you a lot on your exams and all that.
Yes, but neither one of you are hitting the key point. Have I not told you that the reason that notes are so important is because when you get older, you have notes and you are allowed to take notes, and it's more important for you to learn how to take proper notes
Then
now and be able to find useful information later than it is for you just to try to memorize information that you'll later forget. Isn't that what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
the high school, like certain classes in the high school never allowed you to take notes. They're like, no, because you're going to use these as a cheat sheet. You can only study them and you can't use them on the test. I'm like, okay, but why can't we use them on the test? They're not going to give us the answer directly if we write it correctly.
You know, even when I was in school, yes, I know, way back in the day to y'all. But when I was in high school, we had teachers that would allow us to use our notes on tests. They had the same theory. It was more about teaching you how to make appropriate notes than it was just making you memorize things that you may not be able to recite at a later time.
Right.
Sometimes we would take notes from, but it wouldn't really be any tests or anything.
Yeah.
Even at the elementary school when I was like in 6th grade and 5th grade, some of the teachers didn't allow us to use our notes. So I'm kind of like, but why? They didn't even teach us. They just really expected us to like know how to take like proper notes that we'll understand, which that frustrated me a lot.
We didn't even.
That would be very
We
frustrating.
didn't even use our notes. Barely use them.
And do you find, I mean, G-Man, you just started, so not so much for you yet. But Boo, do you find that you are learning how to take better notes? You've been doing this for about a year now. Do you find that you are able to take better notes now, and you're learning how to take better notes that help you retain the information rather than memorizing?
I would rather retain than memorize either way.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I can't memorize something and then remember it for like an entire 10 years worth of life.
You do have short-term memory.
I do.
And there it goes.
Ever
Squirrel.
walk into a room and forget why you're in there?
Ask your parents.
That is you right now.
And I also have a. Hold on.
I also have a squirrel.
No, the dogs are fighting under me. I don't think that. I also have the attention span of a 5-year-old. I cannot focus on something for too long. Or I'm gonna look at something and I'll be like, "Woo, what's that?"
And how does that work with your homeschooling? Are the lessons short enough for you that you can focus a little bit better?
They are.
Yeah. That's good. What about you?
What?
Do the lessons seem like you can focus on them a little bit better since they're not like long drawn out for 45 minutes? You get to take little snippets at a time and then take little quizzes.
Yeah, that's been really helping me. The video explains it really good. Then when I take the notes, it really helps me on my tests that it gives me after the videos. It really helps me.
That's awesome. I'm glad we made that decision, but it's not for everyone, right?
Right.
Everyone should be able to make their own decisions, and some schools could be really awesome. Just we had issues with ours, right?
If you want to homeschool, you can, but you don't have to.
That's right.
There is actually this one time in the high school. This is actually what brought me into homeschooling. I had a problem with a kid. I'm not gonna say what our relationship was, but he was being very rude, and he ended up making me have a breakdown for the whole day. I ended up telling about like 3 cops about him and 2 teachers, because that's how unsafe I felt. And then, like, towards the end of the day, when I was like 1 or 2 hours after the school day, I'm like, okay, this is getting out of hand. I need to call my mom. Because whenever I had a panic attack in high school, she drove her butt like 30 minutes, whether she was at a meeting or not, to get there. I'm like, yay.
Oh, yay. Like, let me just go call my mom.
Okay.
I love
She
you,
did not
Boo.
have to come all the time, but she did come for a good portion of it. Anyway.
We're making him laugh too hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, I called my mom, and she brought Dad with him. That's how you know that.
Our parents are love us. And they
You were
protect
about
us.
to say we were overprotected, kid.
No.
Yes, you were.
Anyway, so she brought the dad to the school. That's how you know something may go down.
Yep.
That's how you know something may go down in the
Because
school.
mom's not strong enough. It has to be dad, right?
No, either way, if you come, something's about to go down. Everyone in this family knows
I'm
that.
just giving you a hard time, Boo.
It's true, though.
What I meant is our parents are protective of us.
Yes, you
I
meant.
didn't mean over.
I know.
So my mom went to go talk to the principal, I think.
Uh-huh.
After I called them and was crying over the phone, I was telling them the whole story about what happened in the cafeteria and everything.
Yeah.
And so my dad was there trying to comfort me, and then and I was actually scared to call them because we had like this whole thing set up where if you miss school and you're sick, you don't get on games because we don't want to get the sickness on the devices.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I even told the office ladies, I'm like, I don't want to call my parents or else I'm gonna be in trouble and then I won't get games. And they even called my parents for me. And mom even said over the phone she won't get in trouble. And they told me that. I'm like, okay. So over the phone, I told them the story. They both came. And then they brought me home. And while we were in the car, they were like, okay, what made you have a panic attack? And the whole ride, I really did not know.
Yeah, that's true.
I kept on telling them, I don't know. Because it just kind of like slowly started hitting me over time. And it just kept growing and growing and getting worse than it should have.
Yeah.
So they brought me home. I didn't go to school for the next few days. And hear me out. Here was the school solution. This was more of like a punishment, if anything, in my opinion. What they would do, we actually have a system in the high school. I'm not sure if it's still up, but we had this system where you would have to send a request to go to the nurse, to go to the bathroom, anything, and they would time you. For in case if you took too long. I found that stupid because what if the teacher didn't get the request? Like, or what if she doesn't the teacher? I did that one time, but they still approved it. I'm like, yes. Anyway, so lost train of thought here.
Okay, so let me speed this up a minute. Ooh, somebody wants to say hi.
Justice.
Yeah, Justice wants to say hi. So what it was is that she was having problems with multiple kids. They were bullying her and causing her to have more anxiety than normal. As anyone with a kid that has autism or sensory issues. Stop moving, boo. Sorry, Bob. Has sensory issues, knows that anything during the day can cause issues. Well, to have that added on, Boo, why don't you let him out real quick?
Justice.
See, this is our family. Super fun, super lively.
Yeah. Never make me laugh too much or this is going to happen with my coughing since I have asthma.
That's true. Shut the door, Boo.
Oh, we'll make this okay.
But when she was having these problems and they were bullying her and causing issues, when we talked to the school about it, the school's answer was to have her patrolled and not let her go to lunch.
Yeah, they said that she should just eat lunch and breakfast in the teacher's room. I'm like, that's gonna cause more anxiety because then people are gonna look at me and be like, what's she do?
Right. And so it was then that Boo made the decision to not be at public school anymore because she didn't feel safe. She didn't feel like the school could protect her. And what's sad about that is that's a pretty normal occurrence for our schools these days. It doesn't seem like there's enough done in order to address bullies still, even in 2022.
Yeah, because I actually had a big bully. He got bullying me since the beginning of the year. I don't know what I did to him, but I did something apparently. And all they did was talk to him. That's not going to do anything. He's going to know who tattled on him, then he's just going to make it worse.
I think that's a lot of what happens. Even G-Man here had some problems with kids being mean to him at school. And the teacher's not doing much. And I think that's a big difference to how they work at homeschooling versus public school, plus how they enjoy it. Because here, they are safe. They know they're safe. We can still do challenging things, but they don't have extra kids saying things or judging them based on what they're doing.
Bullied.
Yep, they can't get bullied or anything like that.
The high school had was for me to not be able to go out in the hallway when the 3 kids that were making my life not okay or easy, or should just not have me go in the hallway. Like, what if it was an emergency? What are you gonna do then? Have someone walk with me to the bathroom? The nurse?
Yep, and they didn't have enough paras or anything to be with you either. So I think that's just the moral of the story. For our family, due to circumstances that were out of our control, we tried to handle it through the schools, and it just didn't work out.
They were planning on bringing a lawyer into it. It was a whole mess. I did not go to school for the next 2 days.
Yep, I think it just worked out best that we moved you guys.
And it was even pretty bad for our older brother. They were making the older kids eat on the floor.
Well, that was right after COVID. We talked about that a little bit on here.
But they still had free chairs, and they said that they for the teachers. But there was 3 teachers that went. They would even have them eat in the kids who had COVID in the past room, which was the auditorium.
Yeah, it was a mess. But we're happy now, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's liking what they're doing.
I can eat whatever I want and not have kids come up to me and be like, hey, can I have some? I'll give you some of this or some of that. I just want to be alone with my friends. Can I get that, please?
And if we're hungry, we can snack on fruits.
Well, in the public schooling, there'll only be certain classes you can eat.
Yeah. So I think overall we've made a good choice for our little family, and it's nice to be able to let other families know that there are options. They're not stuck in one way, right?
And we get off earlier.
Yeah, well, that depends on each requirements for the state. But yes, in our case, we do pretty well with the timing because we do all year round schooling. But
the only time we could eat is if we got something from option.
I know. All right, well, I'm super glad that you guys are doing awesome, of course, as your mommy. I couldn't be happier to see that grades are coming up, you're retaining information, you're working together. Like, ooh. That rarely happens.
I'm probably gonna still help him on that class because he's still he can barely type. I can type pretty fast. The only problem
you're not taking no. I love the enthusiasm to help your brother on the test, but your brother has to learn. So
I
know. I'm just meaning with the whole note taking.
No, he can do it. That's part of how he works through it. But it's very awesome that you're willing to help him. We can find other ways for you to help him.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot since we started.
All right. Well, I think somebody needs to go get some water, and I think we've talked about the subject a little bit much. I think next time we'll find something else, and maybe it'll just be Boo, and maybe we'll have a co-host. Who knows? Depends if Boo wants to share.
Mom, you're making me seem selfish. But it's okay to be selfish every once in a while, kids.
Yes. It is okay to be selfish every once in a while because we have to protect ourselves as much as we have to help and protect others, right?
Right.
There is a nice little medium.
Just like how when Mommy won't eat, I will bring her food. And then she will kind of be forced to eat it, or I'm just going to leave it there and let it go bad.
And this is the lovely life of an autistic child who loves to share too much.
I did it this afternoon with you, though. You said you wanted food, and then you said, never mind. I'm like, okay, we need to bring her some chips and dip, and I did.
Yes, my child fully makes sure that I eat something at all times. She takes care of her mama as much as her mama takes care of her.
And I am not afraid to say it.
You are definitely not afraid to say anything.
You work too hard. You need to eat.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here, being my co-host today. I love everyone being able to hear the experiences and the opinions of you two, especially because it's from a kid's mouth. So it's definitely, yes, from a kid's mouth, meaning straight from you.
Oh.
Meaning y'all can say some funny stuff. All right, guys. Until next time, this is Boo's Battalion Chronicles, and we will see you later with the donkey noise and all.